All right, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hope you guys are doing well. It's October 9th. I'm about to say 10th. It's October 9th, 2017. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's get started here. Today and tomorrow is actually coded for the storm. If you guys didn't know that, remember the calm before the storm, Donald Trump. We did decode it as today and tomorrow for some type of storm event. I don't know. But that doesn't mean nothing's gonna happen. I did see some type of video from I did see a title from Jason Ford talking about the Fed building in New York was on fire or something. I don't know what that was all about. But anyways, and I didn't see any other news about it, and I didn't watch the video, so I gotta go watch that video. But we did decode it as today and tomorrow for the calm before the storm. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe we'll see something tomorrow, but today looked like it was a really calm day. So doesn't look like we had anything happen today. So I guess we'll check in later tonight and tomorrow and see if anything happens. But it was coded for today and tomorrow, so I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so other than that, hope you guys are getting ready for the Bitcoin hard forks that are coming up, Bitcoin Gold and also Bitcoin Segwit 2x hard forks. Let's see here. Sauder supporters threaten to storm the Iraqi parliament. Now, I'm going to title this At the Brink, They Were Released because that's still the motto for me. That's still the motto. You guys remember me on video, at the basketball courts last year saying at the brink they were released. And they haven't got to the brink yet because they're comfortable. Okay, so they're not at the brink yet. There is a lot of things going on with the Kurds. The Kurds got to the brink and they said that we're going independence. Okay, and they voted to go independent, right? So what usually happens? The Kurds always go first. Economic reforms. The Kurds have already launched their economic reforms, even though they don't have a stable government, parliament. You know what I mean? But and then finally the parliament got back together and stuff like that, right? But I don't know. They're still. I'm not sure if they're holding regular meetings or weekly meetings now. I don't know. But things are starting to change for the Kurds on that aspect. But they did launch their economic reforms with the United Nations. But we need to see Baghdad's economic reforms because that is the all of Iraq, not just the Kurd region. Okay. So the Kurds always go first. So the Kurds went first with the economic reforms, and now the Kurds are going first with at the brink they were released because they went to the brink and the Kurds said we're out of here, right? Or we're gonna go vote independence, even if the world likes it or not. Now it's the Iraqis' turn. Okay, it's the Iraqi citizens' turn to copy the Kurds and say we're about to go to the brink here because we have no reforms, we have nothing. Okay, and Abadi promised all these things to us. You would die for it. Well, guess what, Abadi? Since you said you would die for it, the reforms, we're going to actually hold you to that. And if you don't give us the reforms, guess who's going to die? Okay, so Sauder supporters threatened to storm the Iraqi parliament, and I just wouldn't storm the Iraqi parliament. I would storm all of it. I would storm all the government buildings, and I would hold everybody up and demand everybody to resign. I would go into the green zone and run every single person out of the green zone. That's what these people should be doing. Your future, your freedom and your purchasing power and your wealth is in your hands. And when they finally realize that, and that the people are more than the government buildings, okay, and more than the government people, the people have the power. And when you take the power out of the people's hand and put it in the tyrannical governments, the people can always take it back at any time when they finally wake up and realize that who really has the power is the people. Okay? You can't stop a million people from going into the green zone. Okay? You can't stop a million people from taking over the government. You can't stop a million people, period. Okay? So you got to understand the people always have the power, not the governments. But the brainwashing is to make you think that the government has the power and you are powerless. So when the people wake up, like the Kherson region did, and they realize they can vote to go independence and no one can stop them, regardless if the government is calling it unconstitutional. Of course they're going to call it unconstitutional because you're trying to remove power from their hands. They're gonna call it anything in the book, and so that's what. So the Iraqis need to realize that you're not gonna see your reforms. You're not gonna see anything. A body has betrayed you. A body has given you the same results as Maliki, and what you need to do is wake up, and you need to say, okay, some of us are gonna have to die, but we're gonna be heroes and legends for the rest of the people who stay alive that are going to receive their purchasing power and actually get to see a new Iraq. And are you guys willing to do that for your family members and friends? And that's what they have to go through. Some of them are going to have to die for Iraq to go into international. And they're realizing that nothing is going to change unless they get up and they absolutely force it to change. Going to these, prep rallies and all these stupid stuff and protesting at Tahrir Square is not going to change anything because the people that are at the top, the Abadi and Jabari and Food Masoon and Malik and them, they're already rich. They don't care what your problems are. They don't have those problems. They can get in the G5 jet and fly out to London and other countries immediately, okay? And they don't care about your problems. Okay, and so because they don't care about your problems, you shouldn't care about them. If people don't care about your problem, you shouldn't care about them, right? So, and I'm not talking about like I know people are like, well, that's not godly, and I'm not talking about it in a sick way. I'm talking about protect your own, okay? Protect your interests. If you're supposed to have wealth, then you better get that wealth, right? And these people are supposed to be wealthy. They're not supposed to be poor. That's the thing they need to get in their heads. It's like when I talk to these guys, they believe they're supposed to be poor. Oh, no, Allah's telling me I'm poor. No. Well, I'm sorry, but you're not supposed to be poor according to your constitution. You're supposed to get the oil revenues, and you're supposed to be very, very wealthy. Okay? So the fact that you're not means that you need to rise up. And so I hope and pray that these people are going to do that here within before 1118, and we're going to see a mass movement of rising up, in Iraq and demanding Article 140, the oil and gas law, oil revenues, the purchasing power, the economic internationalism that they are supposed to receive. Okay, and if not, then go in there and take over and vote new people into parliament and do it yourselves, because that's what's gonna need to happen. You cannot go into another year seeing and hearing the same promises you heard the last 3 years. Do not do that in the year of the reset. This is the year of the reset. That means you either give us what we deserve and what you're owed, or we're gonna take what we're owed and what we deserve in the year of the reset. So we only got 3 months left, less than 3 months left. Iraqi citizens, it's time to take what you are owed and what you are deserved. Okay, so I'm praying for you guys, and I hope that you guys do it, man. I really do, because like I said before, once we see them celebrating and they're happy, man, it's gonna be our turn. So I hope Sauter and that crew make it happen, man. Just get it done, because if they had done it in the spring and summertime, we wouldn't be even in this situation right now. They would have voted in a new government. The Kurds would have never even thought about going independent. They would have all got together, voted in a new government, voted in new people. Maliki and all these guys would have been dead or hung or whatever already, and they would have already had a new CBI governor, new purchasing power, new things, new malls, new stuff, new reconstruction. They would have already had these things coming in right now if they had done what they were supposed to do last year or even this summer and spring when they were storming into the green zones and stuff like that. But if they had just done it and just lived with the consequences of it and said, we're moving forward, they didn't do it. They halved it, right? They didn't even half it. They like 1/4 it, right? And then they went in there and they were having fun and taking pictures, and they were slapping over the cheap stuff like napkins and stuff, so they wouldn't have to pay because they don't have no money. But when they finally realized that they can do this 100%, it's gonna be that was gonna be a great day for me because I'm gonna be like finally, now vote in people and do it quickly. Vote people in, new government, new purchasing power, new CBI governors, new everything, and get it going. Right? That's what we want to. That's what I want to see now. I don't want a body. I don't want a body to get credit for the no revaluation. I don't want a lock to get credit for no revaluation. I don't care about those people. Those people are not on the side of the citizens. I don't want to see a lock or a body or any of these people get the credit for the revaluation. I want the citizens of Iraq to storm that crap and remove these people and then put in a new government and quickly within 7 days or a week and then drop the zeros and do everything for themselves, and those people get credit. I don't want a body and these guys getting credit no more. These guys are so corrupt. They shouldn't get credit for no revaluation, in my opinion. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. And you guys can disagree with me if you want to, but whatever. It is what it is. I don't want to see a body and a lock. I don't care about a body and a lock any longer. I don't want to see them get credit for this RV as well. Then maybe they will, but I don't want to see them get credit for it. I do not care about these people any longer. Let's see here. Berzani and whoever else disagree on the views of the secession of the Kurdistan region. Okay, who cares? Iraq and Syria are preparing for the border battles. Okay, the border battles are already completed, guys and girls. It's just unbelievable, unbelievable stories on the public. Yeah, they're getting ready for the border battles that they were already fighting 9 months ago, and they even told us in articles that they were at the borders fighting the Daesh and terrorists, and America was dropping bombs in Qaim and Rawa. I mean, this was 9 months ago, but they want to pretend like they're getting ready for the battle now. Unbelievable. Showing pictures from 9 months ago, talking about they're getting ready for the battle now. This is what we're dealing with, man. It's so sick. The Association of Private Banks hold a risk management training course. So more training for the private bank. So we're not done with training. Okay, so Association Private Bank holds a risk management training. Yeah, so this is what's needed for internationalism, risk management, and stuff like that. So we're not done with training. So all these people that were saying that training is done, we're not done with training. I thought it was going to be over, by the 25th for the referendums, but they're doing more training. They just got more training. It's a 5-day course, looks like, or something like that. It says noting that this course will be for 5 days a month and over 3 months. Wow. So 45 banks are going to be participating with their employees, and it's going to be 5 days a month for the next 3 months. So October, November, December, these people are going to be. Interesting that they didn't say the next 4 months going into January. They said the next 3 months. So hopefully by December, before 1118, all the training is done and ready to go, because they better be ready to go, because they're supposed to have Kuwait and the United Kingdom and a lot of places in Europe and Japan and China all come in the first quarter of next year to start reconstruction. They need free capital flow, especially Japan and China, right? And Europe. Kuwait might not because they're on the border, but their other countries need free capital flow. So they got to get moving. So we'll see how that goes. You guys already know Iraq can make excuses for anything. Deputies, bank loans have burdened the national economy with debt. Okay, and that's because the citizens can't pay out back the loans. So you're giving loans out to citizens who don't even work. Okay. Let's see here. It says money that the prime minister is responsible for these loans. So they're blaming the prime minister for the responsibility of these loans. Wow. He called them to account for the wells of corruption and bring them quickly to spend justice instead of asking for loans and exhausting the country with debt. Yeah. So the external debt is 119 billion, which is not a lot of money, but it is what it is. He says, including $80 billion in total external debt, noting that the total debt was 107 billion, but after the British loans estimated at 12 billion has become a total debt of 119 billion. Okay. So they're worried about the debt. They're saying that the loans that they've been giving out have been corrupted to the whales, have been pretend to be going out to this person or that person, but it actually ends up in the hands of the whales, and they're blaming a body for that. And he needs to be held responsible with others because of the corruption. So basically, they'll put somebody's name, they'll make up fake names, or maybe even somebody that's in the area, right? And somebody living in Mosul or somebody living in Basra or something like that. They'll make up names, they'll put it out, and they'll say, okay, this person needs a $5,000 loan. They'll co-sign it, and then they'll take the loan, and then the person that they put on there will never see the loan. So that's whale corruption, right? So that's what they're doing. In any way to steal money is what they're doing. Okay, so that it doesn't matter. You can just think of all the ways you can steal money. That's what the Iraqi government is doing. Okay, and they're blaming a body for not taking control of it. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Bitcoin absolutely exploding, and everybody's getting into Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Because of the hard forks that are coming. There's no doubt about it. That's the reason why. Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Segwit 2x. There's two hard forks. There's not one hard fork, guys and girls. Okay, there's two hard forks, not one. Let me repeat that because everybody's talking about Bitcoin Gold, but there's the Bitcoin Segwit 2x hard fork, which is actually more important than the Bitcoin Gold one, right? For the future of Bitcoin going forward, but whatever. So there's two of them. So there's two free coins that people are going to get. And I think today people finally realized that, and they dumped Ethereum like crazy. As you can see, Ethereum's getting dumped for Bitcoin. Okay. And Bitcoin Cash is also getting dumped for Bitcoin. Okay. So Litecoin getting dumped for Bitcoin. Everything's getting dumped for Bitcoin. NEO getting dumped for Bitcoin. 20 down to 27. Wow. Um, but look at that. BitConnect is up massively, 6%. So it looks like BitConnect and Bitcoin are correlating together to the last few weeks. Actually, not the last few weeks. Actually, almost the chart looks almost the same. Wow. Okay, so BitConnect and Bitcoin are going together. So that's a good sign for me and others that are in BitConnect. Shout out to Mike for hooking me up with $210 or 215 bucks to start my BitConnect lending there. So awesome. And Miso Go going down. I told you guys we probably could see 650 on a Miso Go. So just watch out for that. That could be the bottom. If not, we'll look for $5 to be the bottom. Okay, and that's a great steal at five, but it'll be oversold. $5 would be awesome. And I'm meaning coming out of the hard forks. And if I can see a Miso Go at $5 coming out of the hard forks, oh my goodness. Yeah, we need to load. We would unload on that quickly. Um, we would unload on the Miso Go. We would load up the boat on the Miso Go at $5, definitely. EOS at 55 cents, and that's going to continue to drop, in my opinion. Um, Salt 324, that's going to continue to drop. I think you can catch Salt at 215, 230 after the hard fork is over. A lot of these coins are going to continue to drop another 50%, guys and girls, because the hard forks are not even close to be. I mean, the Bitcoin Gold hard fork is on the 25th, right? And that's when you have to have your money in Bitcoin to get the to be accounted for November 1st. And then the Segwit 2x hard fork is sometime in November. So we still have ways to go, and these coins are dropping this fast now. So you can expect many of these coins to drop another 30 to 80%. By the time we even complete the hard fork, so they're going to be on sale at really, 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 really discounted prices, which is a good thing for us that are in Bitcoin right now that are going to be making 15, 20% or maybe higher in Bitcoin, and then we'll get back into these hard forks. Look at Regal Coin. I had a chance to get some. I was gonna put $200 in my Regal Coin yesterday. I was gonna buy some yesterday for about $200 worth of Regal Coin at $13, and look, it's now it's 18.29. Unbelievable, man. I ain't mad though. I ain't mad though, cause once I do start buying Regal coin, and I'm gonna let it be I'm gonna lend it out to the trading bot. So I'm not really concerned about the coin. I wanna get the money into the trading bot right hands, and that's what I'll be doing once that stuff is ready. I don't know when that'll be ready. I'm just gonna follow along and cause I don't know much about Regal coin like that. So I'm gonna wait for the trading bots and all that stuff to be ready to go for the exchanges. And once I hear the news that that's ready to go, then I'll buy some Regal coin and I'll lend it out to the trading bot. Okay. Yesterday my 200 and my 215 bucks in BitConnect, or 210, whatever I have in the lending. I made $8 yesterday. That's a lot of money for 210 bucks, right? And I thought you was only supposed to make like 1% a day, but I made $8 yesterday in BitConnect. It was like 7.99 or something. I was like, whoa, if this continues, I'm gonna have that 215 bucks back already. You know what I mean? And they give you the whole money back after the 299 days are up. You know what I mean? And then of course, the bigger the amounts, the lesser the days are. So like if you come in with like a $10,000 to $100,000, I think it's like 30 to 40 days, and then you get your money back plus the interest and stuff. So you get the interest every day. So man, if I could imagine lending a bot 200 bucks and you make $7 a day. Like wow, that's awesome. um. Anyways, I think that's it. I covered everything. I'll talk to you guys later. At the Brink, they will release, and I'm happy to see that this could happen. It's not guaranteed, but they are talking about it, and I hope this puts a warning to the Iraqi government that you're not gonna be able to, in the year of the reset, you're not gonna be able to continue to lie to these people. It's time to be at the brink, because at the brink they shall and they will release. Peace out, everybody. Eyes open. God bless. And for you guys that are looking at the storms, there are some storms that are coming. There's three that's on the bottom that a lot of the media isn't talking about. We're going to be keeping our eyes on those hurricanes. I mean, they're not hurricanes now. They're not even depressions, but they're low systems. They're looking like some of them are going to actually form into, tropical storms or hurricanes. There's one that's that's on that's right on top of Puerto Rico that we're watching, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and they're not talking about that one yet, and it looks like it's doing a hurricane spin, so counterclockwise spin. So we're gonna be watching that one closely, and it looks like the forecast is it's gonna come into Florida. And then go into the Gulf, and then come back into Florida as like a Cat 3, Cat 4 storms. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but just you heard it first here, okay? If that does happen, if you see something like that, you heard it first, okay? So anyways, we're watching those stuff, and we're going to just continue to watch it. Talk to you guys later. The faster we watch it, the faster we get the news out, the faster you guys can begin praying, right? So that's why we do it. Peace out, everybody. God bless. Eyes open.